So this video might piss you off a little bit. Last time I did this video, it definitely triggered a few women, but the majority of you asked for me to do another part. So this is now the third part. These are pieces that I do see in people's wardrobes as a personal stylist. I see that do feel just like a little bit tired, right? So starting off strong, this one I'm seeing less, but I still see it in many women's wardrobes. It's the ultra fitted pantsuit. Many times it's what women will buy from like Loft or Talbot, something like that. But it's feeling tired because the blazer shouldn't be ultra fitted like that and hit at the widest part of your hip. So it just never really looks right. Tight on tight combo, which also is an instant indicator that something is going to look a little bit dated. And I would go for something that feels a little bit more fluid, right? It's not oversized, it's not baggy, nothing like that, but it feels more fluid. It's not so skin tight. Let's mix and match our suits. The worst thing that you're gonna see is when a woman wears like a black blazer and black pants and they're the same fabric but slightly different, so the pant is going to look mismatched, not in the right way. So if you don't have like a full suit that you love, make your own by mixing textures and colors. So these two women did it here perfectly. And then while we're on the conversation of suits, you're not paying attention maybe to what you're wearing underneath the suit. And you kind of fall into these like sleeveless blouses with the ties, which I'm not necessarily against at all, but it's these in particular, the ones that are in this cheap fabric, and they always have these very big prints. Like it's just very loud. You have a fitted suit on and you have this cheap fabric blouse. Nothing about it would make me do a double take in the right way. I would just make sure that it's a silk blouse, that it's maybe in a solid, or it could be a pattern, but it's just not such a like in your face pattern. Do you get what I'm saying? These like ruffle sleeves, the cap sleeve with the ruffles, I can't stand. I'm sorry, I can't stand, right? Especially like the bottom one, you could tell it's in this like horrible fabric. What I also don't like about them is it usually falls on like the biggest part of your arm, and for somebody like me, for instance, where I do carry weight in my arms, that would just make my arms look larger, and I wouldn't want that. I mean, these are just three different options, but honestly, it's a t-shirt. There's a million iterations that we could go into, but what you really want to make sure is that you have just some good elevated basic t-shirts. The bottom black one is like a great option. You could wear that under a blazer instead of what was shown. You also want to make sure that you have some thin knit. So a thin knit is something like the middle and top one where it's a very light layer, and you can wear that under a blazer and it's not competing with the blazer. It's in a much nicer fabric. You can bring in a print to show off more of your personality. You could bring in a brighter color, and the beauty of them is that you can take your blazer off and it's just like a standalone piece. And the main thing is you want to really take a look at your suits. You don't need to have these ultra fitted suits anymore. And then take a look at your layering pieces and what you're wearing underneath the blazers. And again, there really are so many options. I just put a few, but we could go on and on.